What is truth? Pontius Pilate uttered those words 2,000 years ago when he was judging Jesus. And ultimately, he tried to release him, but having found no fault in him, the rest of the crew, well, they had a different idea. And that's what Al Gore might call an inconvenient truth. Nearly 2,000 years after Pilate asked that question, Colonel Nathan Jessup, played by the incomparable Jack Nicholson in the '92 film A Few Good Men, uttered one of the most iconic lines in all of movies: "You can't handle the truth." So what is it about truth that's so difficult? The problem with truth is it's both objective and subjective. And often what we want to say is objective truth, in fact, is open to some interpretation. It's not just the facts, it's what we mean by them. So let's talk about an inconvenient truth. You are not special. Or more accurately, you're not all that unique. Now, I know your mom, your favorite teacher in high school, told you otherwise, but that is subjective versus objective truth, what I was just talking about. From their point of view, you are special, you are unique. But as a business person, as a business, you're just not that unique or different. In fact, from my perspective as someone who helps professional service firms with their branding, most of them say almost exactly the same thing as their competitors. There can be some differences based on their size, but it always boils down to a handful of things: their people, their relationships, the quality of their work. And every single one of them says the same thing. Because just like your mom or your high school teacher, you've been told by your clients and mentors that you are different. And from their subjective experience, you are. You know, we've all had bad experiences with service providers. So when we find a provider that solves that problem for us or delivers the service that we're looking for, we're intensely and immensely grateful for that. And we tell them. And as service providers, we take those words to heart and we begin to believe our own press. But I'm here to tell you that for the most of you, most of us, what we say is exactly what our competitors say. But wait a minute, you might be saying, of course my competitors say the same things, but we really deliver. Just ask our clients. You know, you just have to experience our service to understand. And you know what? I believe you. But do your prospects, the ones that haven't worked with you yet, how do they know that their investment of time and money in you is going to pay off? So think about this scenario for a second. Maybe you need a tax accountant and you didn't have one. So how would you go about picking one? We heard just a second ago about referrals, and referrals are incredibly important. If you don't have personal experience, those are what I would call a level 2 relationship. Someone in your personal network has worked with somebody and refers you, and that is an amazing kind of referral. There's also, though, what I would call a level 3 referral. That's that one step removed. You know, your best friend's cousin knows a guy. We heard about knowing a guy a second ago. That's really great as well. And then if you still haven't found them, what are you going to do? How many of you are going to look at Google? Of course. And you're going to do a search, and you're going to rely on reviews, which I would call a level 4 relationship. It's an endorsement from people that you've never met. But each of those levels of experience is weaker than the one before. So let's say that you found a couple of candidates that you want to talk to. How do you decide which one you're going to work with? And if you don't have very many candidates and you've done this Google search, how do you decide of all of those tax accountants, which ones are you going to shortlist so that you can interview them? You only have so much time to be able to vet all of these accountants. And that's where something that we call brand truth becomes important. Simply put, your brand truth is your unique point of view. It's not about your accountant's knowledge of the tax code or how much money that they claim to be able to save you or the fact that they're going to get your taxes done accurately on time. In fact, all of those things are table stakes. You wouldn't go to an accountant that didn't say and do all of those things. It's permission to play. And it's not about how much you like the person. You haven't met them yet. It's important, but unless you have something else, and we call that brand truth. This is about helping your potential customer get a handle on you. We need to be able to quickly categorize our choices and find a way to rule an option in or out. Brand truth, your unique point of view, gives your potential customers a label to put on you, a way to say, oh, that's the person or company who's all about X. If you think about two popular management gurus, think about Simon Sinek and Brené Brown. We all know who they are, and we can put a label on them. Simon Sinek is all about find your why. And Brené Brown, Dare to Lead, is all about leading with vulnerability. We understand who they are because of their unique point of view. So when we have that label, that handle that we can put on someone, we are better able to decide who we want to work with. So let's go back to our tax accountant for just one more second. You've looked at 5 or 6 of them. They all talk about their years of experience, their incredible knowledge, how much money they're going to save you. But then one of them talks about how they are solely focused on parents of young children and how they're going to make sure that you have the millions of dollars it's going to take to put them through college. That is something that allows you to put a handle on them. It's not about years of experience. It's not about any of those other things. It's about their brand truth that no parent should struggle to put their child through a great education, and that smart tax planning is going to allow us to reach that goal. So if you're one of those many people, you now have a handle on that firm. You may not decide to work with them yet, but you're going to put them in that short list. So importantly for the accounting firm, their brand truth gave them a place to focus their marketing and focus that thought leadership content that they needed to create. So what is your brand truth? What is your unique point of view on your industry, your customers, or the world? Do you have one? And if you don't, I challenge you to do the work to find your unique point of view. And if you do, make sure your customers and your prospects know it.